A solemn procession was held in Lagos to honor the late barrister Temitope Felicia Odu, a 56-year-old wife, mother, and newly called member of the Nigerian bar, whose life was tragically cut short in an act of domestic violence. The memorial walk, convened by the Nurses Help Initiative in collaboration with several rights organizations, took place along Sabo Road, Yaba, drawing a large gathering of lawyers, activists, and concerned citizens. The event, described as a transitional walk, symbolized both grief and resolve, a shared call to confront the realities of domestic violence that continue to claim lives across the country. Barrister Olumide Omoshebi, convener of the Nurses Help Initiative, led the march and expressed deep concern over the lack of institutional frameworks addressing the horrors of domestic abuse. He stressed the urgent need for the government to create sustainable support systems that promote sensitization and awareness so victims no longer suffer in silence or face stigma for walking away from abusive relationships. He emphasized that religion must never be used as a justification for violence, and no one should be deceived into staying in a dangerous union under the guise of divine disapproval of divorce.
Good evening, everyone. We are here today on a transitional walk in the memory of Mrs. Felicia Temitope Odu, who was murdered by her husband in a spate of domestic violence. She was 56 years and had just been called to the Nigerian bar on the 23rd of September, that's last month. She had been a victim of domestic violence for over 25 years, and this is why we are here, to go on a transitional walk in her honor and also to create awareness that once you are in an abusive marriage, religion has nothing to do with it, because it was for religious reasons she stayed. Today she's late. You live to live. The government should also seek to sensitize people. Once you are going through abuse, you should be encouraged to live. Once abuse starts, reproduction too must stop. We should stop giving birth and raising children in abusive marriages. We should also have a support system by the government for victims of domestic violence. It shouldn't be seen as a stigma when you leave an abusive marriage that, oh, she's gone, it's prostitution, oh, he's this, he's that, or the religious reasons will come, oh, God hates violence, or traditional reasons will come, oh, before you go you must do one sacrifice. Leave. The government should also sensitize them and support them.
The chairperson of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, Ikorodu Branch, Lagos State, Barrister Maureen Bolowoton, also spoke during the event mourning the death of Barrister Odu. She underscored the necessity for more consistent public education and sensitization across Nigeria, particularly for women in vulnerable situations. She reiterated FIDA's commitment to promoting self-worth and self-preservation, urging women to prioritize their safety above societal expectations or unsafe marriages.
We are here in respect of one of our own, Mrs. Temitope Felicia, who just lost her life as a result of domestic violence. It's a very sad one, because when we hear issues like this, it's make us remember that we are not doing enough. The work is so enormous. We still need a lot of things to do about sensitizing the people, especially the women. FIDA is doing a lot, to get people to know that they need to love themselves first. A woman needs to love herself first and not lose her life just because of marriage. And so we are here, to join other NGOs, to speak against domestic violence.
From the Doors Cares Foundation, Ololade Ajayi, who coordinates the Femicide Observatory program, shared alarming data showing that a woman or girl is killed every 49 hours in Nigeria by an intimate partner. She revealed that Barrister Odu was the 162nd documented victim of femicide in 2025, according to their tracking system. Ajayi called for collective vigilance, urging women and girls to speak out and seek help before abuse escalates to fatality. Track up for Ololade Ajayi of those cares there. Another participant, Shola Fatoye, highlighted the importance of amplifying women's voices in discussions about safety, justice, and equality. She noted that for too long, victim stories have been buried under cultural expectations, and it was time to ensure that women's experiences are heard and respected.
Per femicide dashboard, Barrister Temitope Odu is the 162nd reported victim of femicide in Nigeria in 2025. That means that a woman or girl is killed every 49 hours in Nigeria by an intimate partner, either husband, boyfriend, relative, or close acquaintances. This is not okay. The prevalence of femicide in Nigeria is alarming. It is not okay that a woman, that home is one of the most dangerous places for women and girls to be in. Barrister Temitope was in a place where she was supposed to be loved, where she was supposed to be cared for and protected, but she died at the hands of her lover. This man made several threats and eventually carried out this threat. He killed her. She died as a result of domestic violence. This is not okay. And also want to say to any other woman or girl who is going through any form of domestic violence, please speak up and leave. Leave. It is not okay to endure abuse of any kind.
Domestic violence advocate Antonia Ojenagbon added that the death of Barrister Odu should awaken the conscience of the nation. She recounted how the victim had endured physical and emotional abuse from her husband, Christopher Odu, for over 25 years before the abuse ultimately led to her death. Ojenagbon called on both men and women to walk away from violent situations and seek safety rather than endurance, emphasizing that no relationship is worth one's life.
Very sober evening for all of us here, as you can see. We're not happy, both men and women, and we're tired of hearing of women, especially women, who die from domestic violence. We're here to let people know that domestic violence is not a family matter. It is an offense that is punishable under the law. We're here again to say that your life matters. Value yourself enough to walk out of abuse. From the information we have at our disposal, this woman went through this physical abuse for over 2 decades. It's heart-wrenching trying to process it. It's very heart-wrenching. From the voice note we heard, her son, who was around when the final abuse happened before she finally died, said that when she was going for her call to bar in September, the husband was telling her categorically that she would not come back alive. In fact, he fasted for 3 days, praying for her to die, and that their neighbors are aware of this. He said a few days before she died, this man, Mr. Christopher Odu, had called her son to say, if you want to see your mother alive, please come and take her away. Sadly, she passed away a few days after that, after he had beaten the living daylight out of her. It's so sad. This woman was a very courageous woman. At the age of 56, she picked herself up again and she went back to school to read law. She was just called to the bar in September, and by October, her life ended. Incidentally, October is the month of domestic violence awareness. So it's so sad that we have to keep talking. We've had several women.
As the walk concluded, participants observed a moment of silence for Barrister Odu and other victims of domestic violence. The event served as both a memorial and a renewed movement, a call for justice, awareness, and protection for women everywhere.